What is implantation bleeding and the difference between implantation bleeding and your usual menstrual monthly flow? Now, most women often confuse themselves with this. You see some women writing me, telling me that they had all the symptoms of pregnancy and within 2 to 3 days, they are seeing their menses, and these menses lasted for just 2 or 3 days. It might be an implantation bleeding. However, after watching this video, listening to the explanations, you'll be able to know if it is an implantation bleeding or your usual menstrual monthly flow. Okay, now implantation bleeding is a slight bleeding or slight spotting from your vein, and this happens within 10 to 14 days when the embryo, that is when the baby has been conceived. Now, this is the whole process how it happens. When the swimmers, being your husband's sperm, fertilizes your egg, okay, meets your egg, fertilization will take place. When fertilization takes place, an embryo, that is being a baby, is formed. Now, within 10 to 14 days, this baby will travel down to your womb, where it will get itself attached to the lining of your womb, where it will stay till 10. Now, in the process of attaching itself to the lining of your womb, you can have this slight spotting or bleeding from your okay, and this bleeding usually lasts 1 to 3 days. In some people, it can be 1 to 2 days. It doesn't stay for that long, okay, unlike your monthly period that can last, maybe, you know how many days you see your menses before these changes you are experiencing. Okay, some people see their menses for a week, like 7 days. It can be 4 to 7 days as well. Okay, it all depends. Now, just know that this implantation bleeding occurs within 10 to 14 days, and it lasts either 1 to 2 days or 1 to 3 days. And this implantation bleeding is not usually bright red. This implantation bleeding is not bright red. That is the spotting or the blood that comes from there is not usually bright red. It is light pink or brown. Okay, unlike your menstrual monthly flow, which is usually bright red or dark red. And this spotting is usually light, just a light spotting that cannot even soak a pad. But for the menstrual monthly flow, it soaks pad, which you know. And this implantation bleeding comes with either mild cramps or no cramps at all. Remember, it doesn't happen to everybody. Not all women experiences this implantation bleeding. It happens to some women. Okay, and with your menstrual monthly flow, it comes with either stronger cramps compared to the implantation cramp. Okay, this is how you should be able to differentiate the menstrual symptoms and implantation bleeding symptoms. And for the menstrual symptoms, it can last 4 to 7 days depending on how many days your menses last. Okay, why for this implantation bleeding, remember, it happens for just 1 to 2 or 3 days. Okay, and one thing you should also know, that it is usually confusing because it can happen when you are about to menstruate. So you will not be sure if what you are having is pregnancy symptoms or it is your usual menstrual monthly flow. So when you notice this difference, let's say for example, you usually see your menstrual 4 to 7 days before, and you see bright red and dark red, and this time around it is lasting 1 to 2 days and it is light pink or brown. Okay, so something should tell you that this might be an implantation bleeding, and maybe other symptoms of pregnancy accompanies it. Okay, like breast tenderness, and then you can no the morning sickness might not even come before this implant. Not even notice other symptoms of pregnancy. This implantation bleeding might just be the first sign you are having. Okay, so when you have had this implantation bleeding, like I said, it usually comes within that period that your normal menstrual monthly flows come. So when you experience this kind of a thing and you have been that expectant woman who wants to get pregnant, so what you should do, you proceed after 3 to 4 days, go for a pregnancy test, either blood pregnancy test or urine pregnancy test in your house. Okay, and when the result is out, you'll be able to know if you're pregnant or not. But remember, this implantation bleeding is not harmful and you do not need any medication for it. Not when you're already pregnant and you're bleeding. You tell me to be implantation bleeding. Sorry, it is not. That's different. Implantation bleeding, you won't even know that you're pregnant. You just notice that you will think you're menstruating Okay, but there is the difference, which implantation bleeding is not heavy. It is light spotting and it doesn't last long. It doesn't come with severe cramps. The blood is not usually bright red. It is light pink or brown. So get it today. So guys, bye. Don't forget to share. See my next video.